Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Daz Reacts, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why. No one has requested that I do this, but for some reason I woke up thinking about Mr Blobby. I have absolutely no idea why. I really don't know why I woke up thinking about this character, but I don't know. I used to watch him now and then as a kid, so I vaguely remember what he was like. He was a bit of a nut job, but I had to do a search and find something, and this is the top 10 what the F Mr Blobby moments. So I don't know why I wanted to watch him. I really don't. It's just I've not watched him in years. It was just someone that popped into my head, and I thought, yeah, I could do this. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you like the content. And if there's anything you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below. I don't know why I'm doing this. I really don't, but I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoy. Stop!
You!
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 WTF Mr. Blobby moments.
Totally unexpected. I mean, it's like if anyone had asked me when I was working with Noel on Swap Shop.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
I will say a thank you to Watch Mojo UK for letting me react to this. Don't forget to go check out their channel and subscribe to them as well. They've got a lot of great content.
For this list, we're looking at the weirdest, most inexplicable incidents from Mr. Blobby's long career in British pop culture. Do you love the Blob or loathe him? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The video game. Hot on the tails of his 1992 debut in Noel's House Party, in 1994, a Mr. Blobby tie-in video game was released by Millennium Interactive.
Okay, I know I've got a lot of American viewers, but I've got a few British viewers as well. If you remember this, I tell you something that's bugged the life out of me. In the 90s, there was a game that came on morning TV on a Saturday, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, and it has nothing to do with this Mr. Blobby game, but basically people would call up and you had to direct something around the screen. So you'd get people on the phone going left, 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 right, 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 up, 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 down, 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 down. I can't remember what it is, and it's bugged the life out of me for so long. If you remember what the hell I'm going on about, let me know in the comments down below, please, because this is something that's played on my mind for a few years now, and I can't seem to figure out what the hell it is. I'm sorry for interrupting this just for that, but it's probably going to be for the British viewers that I don't know if it would have been something on in America, but for the UK, I need to know what the hell that was, just for the sake of having to know.
This wasn't a massively successful video game studio, nor was it a massively successful game, and was in fact just a reskin of another of their video games, Super Troll Islands.
It doesn't look like a very interesting game, to be fair.
Clearly designed to be a cheap cash-in on Mr. Blobby when he was at his prime, we sincerely doubt anyone actually bought and played it at the time.
Never even knew there was a game.
We did get a glimpse of Mr. Blobby's house and his Blobby family, though. It's bizarre that this game ever existed in the
Blobby
first place.
family. It seems like
Number
a very
9,
boring game.
Blobby versus Maggie Philbin.
There's one person that probably knows him better than anyone. He's one of his closest friends. He's actually at the door right now.
There he is. Oh my gosh. Is that...
Back in late 2018, Noel Edmonds had just debuted on I'm a Celebrity, getting immediately crowned Emperor. We all know by now that Edmonds' reign of terror was cut very short when the audience booted him off. But during his tenure, there was one man the press wanted to talk to about during Edmonds' time down under, Mr. Blobby.
Morning, Blobby!
Morning, Blobby! Oh, hello, that was
Lovely to see you.
This wasn't his only I'm a Celeb related media appearance, but he was sent into the This Morning studio to hound TV presenter Maggie Philbin. Philbin herself had already worked with Edmonds on Swap Shop, but that wasn't good enough for ITV. Blobby smashed up the set, frightened Rochelle Humes half to death, and got smacked by Philbin.
Did you just punch him? She just punched him.
Number 8. fighting Phil Mitchell. There were a lot of mad mashups on TV Burp's now iconic fight segment, including but not limited to a toaster versus a shark, the Archbishop of Canterbury versus a gang of wags, and Heather Mills versus Adolf Hitler. But few stick in our minds like Mr Blobby versus Phil Mitchell of EastEnders.
Leave it!
This happened because somebody broke into Dot Cotton's house, remixed by Harry Hill as a chaotic Mr Blobby.
But which is better at crashing through doors, Phil or Mr Blobby?
It then devolved into a competition to see who was better at crashing through doors and causing general mayhem. Phil Mitchell or Mr Blobby? Phil might be aggressive, but our money's on the Blob for his complete lack of humanity.
Do you know what? Honestly, it's the case that if I ever have an event where there has to be like a surprise guest or anything, I would love it to be Mr Blobby. I would love it to be Mr Blobby that just comes through and starts destroying everything around. I don't know why. So a lot of people look at this Mr Blobby character and think like, what the F? They're like, what the hell? Why does anyone laugh at this character? I don't know. I can't explain it. I really can't. It's just something that... it's just what he does. Just has me in stitches.
Our money's on the Blob for his complete lack of humanity.
See you after the break.
Number 7. Meeting Hyacinth Bouquet.
I guess you won't know who I bumped into in the street.
Oh, Richard, I do wish you wouldn't speak to people without me.
Revered British sitcom Keeping Up Appearances was airing right alongside Noel's House Party in the 1990s, which is likely why this absolutely baffling crossover was put into being.
A famous actor visiting my home. I hope the neighbours are watching.
Mr Blobby, by this point, was already known for terrorising Britain's celebrities, but now he had a fellow fictional character in his sights. Hyacinth Bouquet. While Hyacinth meticulously cleans her good china, it's revealed her husband Richard has invited Mr Blobby to stay.
I'm not taking laps and souchong this afternoon. Or oolong now long.
If there's one person who could put Hyacinth in her place, it's Blobby, smashing up the kitchen fittings and all the crockery. She does still stop to correct his pronunciation of her name, even though all he can say is Blobby.
And by the way, it's Bouquet. Must he got a keeper or something? He's causing mayhem in my home.
Number 6. Blind date. Another Noel's House Party moment. This time, Mr Blobby went on a blind date. By this point, he was already so wildly popular that his arrival on set was accompanied by a dozen professional dancers, and Edmonds claimed the phones had been ringing off the hook with members of the public wanting a visit from Blobby. It's strange to imagine today that anybody wanted to invite Mr Blobby to go to school with them, but that was the crux of the joke. A woman calls the show and says she wants to send Blobby to visit the primary school her 4 grandchildren attend.
And which school would you like to be able to take Mr Blobby to?
Well, I'd like him to go to Can Hall Road
Yeah?
Primary School. That's where my 4 grandchildren go.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Do you...
Number 5. BBC News at 10.
Are we absolutely sure that he got through security properly? Is he allowed to be here?
As recently as 2021, Blobby was back on the screens, putting in an appearance on BBC News at 10 o'clock at night. The Blob was there to promote his starring run in a pantomime of Peter Pan, showing in Milton Keynes, of all the places, that December. We're not sure how much promoting a monster that can only say his own name can really do, but they sent him all the way to the BBC newsroom regardless.
Blobby, 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 yeah!
What was so inexplicable about this appearance is that it was so late in the evening and came after a show of actual, serious news bulletins.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie, while I was doing this, that if if you look at the bottom, like as he's doing this, I was reading the bottom like Star's mother, Frankie Smith, convicted of causing or allowing her death, and then it went on to talk about COVID and everything. And I'm thinking,
yeah.
What was so inexplicable about this appearance is that it was so late in the evening and came after a show of actual, serious news bulletins.
Is he allowed on the set? Oh, you make me nervous. Go back on the catwalk. You're not even allowed to be in this building.
Number 4, Christmas number 1. If there's one thing Brits
Really?
love, it's fighting to make the absolute weirdest song you've ever heard a Christmas number 1.
we do that a
And
lot.
It often works.
I can't believe that.
Novelty group Lad Baby have now had multiple novelty hit singles, including one about sausage rolls. But we think the weirdest Christmas number 1 is Mr Blobby by, you guessed it, Mr Blobby.
Oh, I remember it.
This released in
I remember
1993, and it soared to the top of the charts in a matter of weeks, eventually emerging victorious after a brief chart battle with Take That.
Imagine being Take That and like being told by your managers like we're close to number 1, we're getting there, but we just need to beat Mr Blobby. That's our competition. That's the competition in British music is Take That versus Mr Blobby.
The tune had an equally weird music video, and in the decades since has been repeatedly named as one of the worst songs ever written. Number 3, Haunting Jack Whitehall. During the big fat quiz of the 90s, Jack Whitehall made the great error of revealing his blobby phobia to the world.
I hated Mr Blobby when I was like, he terrified me more than anything else. Like, he looked like a fat, jaundiced baby.
We're not sure whether the producers already knew he hated Mr Blobby or if it was just a not-so-happy coincidence. But Blobby burst onto the scene at the end of the show.
We're honoured to have one of the decade's most iconic stars. Please welcome, apologies, Jack, Mr Blobby.
Well, when you're talking about the 90s, who else are you going to get on? Blobby stole the spotlight from Jimmy Carr before finally asking his question. The audience was loving every minute, especially his energetic reactions to the answers, while Jack was having possibly the worst time of his life.
Titanic.
Blobby eventually left by smashing through the back of the set. Number 2, Blobby on Brexit.
Sorry, I can't help it. I don't know. Please don't unsubscribe for this, please. It's my moment of weakness for this character.
Loose women might have no small number of obscure panellists, but Mr Blobby certainly wasn't one of them. Much like his This Morning appearance with Maggie Philbin, this was also to promote Noel Edmonds' time in the jungle.
I've got blubberphobia. Never been happier to be deceitful.
Blobby found the idea of Edmonds retiring from TV very exciting, just like the rest of us. But the conversation eventually turned to a more serious topic, Brexit.
I think we need someone who talks sense. Brexit.
Yes, for some reason, they thought to ask Mr Blobby his opinions on Brexit, negotiations for which had majorly stagnated at the time.
Would that result in a loss or a gain to the UK Treasury?
Oh, well, blobby, blob, blobby, blob. Blob, 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 blob.
Okay, he says no.
Right, do you know what the thing is? I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Mr. Blobby, when it's the talking side, that part doesn't appeal to me at all. It's not something that I find funny because it's just blob 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 blobby. That it's his actions, it's the things that he does, that little stupid things that, like, when he's leaving a set, he just decides to jump through the set rather than just taking the door. It's them things that actually get me going. It's not when he starts talking and that.
It just goes to show you really couldn't escape Brexit for a while, even if you're a sentient blob of pink goo. Number 1. Blobby Land. Did you know there were numerous Mr. Blobby theme parks once upon a time? Well, if you were born after the closures in the late 90s and early 2000s, probably not. There were a handful of locations created by Noel Edmonds, officially named Crinkly Bottom, after the setting of House Party. The parks were blighted from the beginning, receiving objections from local residents and being resoundingly disappointing and unpopular. It also led to the scandal Blobbygate, when Edmonds was sued by Lancaster Council, and today the old Blobby Land attractions lie abandoned and rotten. It's definitely a contender for one of the UK's scariest places.
Do you agree with our picks?
Do you know, I'm trying to think of like some of the moments from the actual House Party show that I watched, and they're the ones that I need to find. I thought that's what this would have been. It not so much more going on to like talk shows and everything like that. So you can you can expect a bit more Mr. Blobby on the channel. I'm afraid. I don't know if that's something that you're liking or not, but I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie, it did put a smile on my face. I did enjoy it. I never actually knew that they'd done like Blobby Land. I never knew that they'd done theme parks based on the character. I know the character was big at the time. He was really big, and I just didn't know that they'd done all this. And I didn't know that he came back on television, like when Noel Edmonds went into the jungle and beyond that for Brexit and everything. I didn't know all of this, so there's a lot of things in here that I hadn't seen before. But it's Mr. Blobby, I'm not going to lie, he does make me laugh. But listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if there's anything that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below. And if there's any Mr. Blobby moments from Noel Edmonds' House Party that you think is hilarious, let me know down below, please, because I do want to react to more. So yeah, if you're as like insane and membrane as I am, then yeah, let me know in the comments down below. But until the next one, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one.